I would like to welcome Brock Sunderland as our new GM and Vice President of Football Operations of the Edmonton Eskimo Football Club. I'm very pleased to be able to confirm that our hiring process successfully led us to a candidate who is the ideal person and has the ideal profile to take on the role of General Manager and Vice President of Football Operations of the Edmonton Eskimos. We were not going to compromise finding the right candidate for the sake of timing. However, the process was very fluid. And last Friday afternoon, things accelerated as we placed an offer late that day, entered into negotiations, and came to an agreement late that same night. Let me take this opportunity to thank certain people. First, the league office for granting permission to me to be able to speak to the Ottawa Red Blacks. In turn, I want to thank the Ottawa Red Blacks for allowing us to interview Brock Sunderland and then giving us permission to make an offer where he could literally start immediately. The collaboration shown by both Jeff Hunt and Marcel Desjardins in Ottawa speaks volumes in itself. They did not stand in the way of a candidate having an opportunity for growth and leadership within our league. I thank Paul Jones for taking on the interim role as GM and showing great team spirit. Jason Moss for his wonderful leadership, and the entire football staffs group for the cooperation, the team spirit throughout this transition. With these men, I never doubted that we were in great hands, working under the assumption that we wouldn't necessarily have a new hire until after the CFL draft. During the past 2 weeks, there were many telephone conversations, a lot of correspondence with candidates, people submitting their names, requests from us to seek approval to speak to candidates, all in a focused effort towards finding that ultimate person. We created a short list where we had face-to-face interviews with 4 candidates last week. Brock was the 4th person that we met amongst a very impressive and talented group of individuals. An assistant general manager with the current Grey Cup champion Ottawa Red Blacks since 2013, a pro college scout with the New York Jets from 2007 to 2013, director of scouting with the Montreal Alouettes from 2004 to 2007, born and raised in a family with a strong football history. Brock's stories of traveling with his dad on scouting trips is second to none. During my interviews with Brock, certain attributes rose to the surface. Brock has an outstanding football acumen. He is innovative. He has a natural eye for talent. He has a great track record. He is analytical. He has a strong relationship with Jason Moss, and overall is a person I describe as progressive. Please welcome our newest Edmonton Eskimo, General Manager and Vice President of Football Operations, Brock Sunderland.
Good afternoon. I appreciate everybody for coming out today. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Len and the board for this incredible opportunity. I'm originally from Montana, which basically is southern Alberta, so I'm well aware of the rich and winning tradition of the Edmonton Eskimos. I couldn't be happier or more proud to be the new general manager of this storied organization. More importantly, I know the high standards that will be kept and what the expectation is. This staff is full of very good people who have a high level of football acumen, so I feel my role coming in now is to simply keep the ship afloat and moving forward, as opposed to coming in and making drastic changes simply to try to put my mark on the team. One thing I feel very fortunate about is the fact that Jason Moss is the head coach here. Jason and I worked together in 2015 in Ottawa, and we very much philosophically align, not only with our football viewpoint, but how we work and how we communicate. If this was a situation coming in where the new general manager needed to find a head coach, Jason absolutely would be my choice, so I really feel there couldn't be a better fit. Last but not least, I want to thank the Ottawa Red Blacks organization. The friendships and memories made there will last a lifetime. It was a unique experience that I will cherish for the rest of my life. One person in particular that I would like to thank and single out is Marcel Desjardins. Marcel has mentored me and moved my career forward multiple times. And without his friendship, I know I wouldn't be where I am today. So Marcel, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
So before we break into photo ops and one-on-ones, we'll open it up to questions. If you can be specific who your question is for, so you can get them at the mic.
Question for Brock. Brock, by all reports, you've been through this process a couple of times. What's it like to go through it with the Eskimos, and what's it like to get to the end of the process and be successful?
Well, it always feels great to get the job. It's been a dream come true. The process this time, as opposed to the other two, was actually very similar. All organizations were very classy, very welcoming. The interview process, in particular here, Len and I commented after the fact, just like a very good conversation. We sat and chatted about ideals and philosophy and football for a couple hours, and I'll speak for myself. I felt I could have stayed in there for about 5 hours. It was very enjoyable and comfortable, so it was good.
Perfect. So, go ahead.
Sorry, Brock. I know this is probably a question that you're going to get asked a lot, at least for the first little bit, but is there any extra pressure with being the youngest general manager by a substantial amount in the Canadian Football League? What kind of pressure does that kind of put on your shoulders?
There's pressure in football, pro football in particular, no matter what age you are, so I don't feel any extra pressure due to my age. And more than that, as Len had indicated, I kind of got my unofficial start at age 9, traveled along with my father and attended NFL training camp. So if you look at it that way, you can say it took a really long time to get here. And more than that, the sum of a person's total experience to me is much more important than just their age.
Question for you, Brock. What was the biggest thing you learned under your father over those years going to training camp and everything like that?
Trust your own eyes. When you evaluate a player, no matter what anybody else thinks, trust your own eyes.